They thought you would break the moment life stopped being gentle to you. They thought the weight would crush your lungs, silence your heartbeat, and turn your dreams into ruins. They expected trembling hands, swollen eyes, and a heart begging for mercy. They imagined you fading like a candle under storm wind, flickering, choking, gone. But you didn't crumble. You didn't collapse on the floor and surrender your breath to despair. You stood in the dark, shaking, bleeding, terrified, yet standing. Because even when doubt whispered louder than hope, something ancient in your chest refused to die. They thought your pain would cage you. Instead, your pain carved you into steel. And here you are, breathing, thinking, rising, while they wonder how the story flipped. They expected your final chapter, but you were only on the first page of your evolution. You changed quietly. You stitched your wounds with silence and dignity. You sharpened your mind while they repeated your name in past tense. They thought loss would turn you hollow, but loss turned you holy. Holy like fire, holy like truth, holy like someone who faced the abyss and came back with flames in their eyes. They expected ashes. You became armor. Listen, life doesn't give crowns to those who have never crawled through hell. Life rewards the stubborn, the scarred, the souls who learn to breathe underwater when storms refuse to stop. Life doesn't admire perfection. It kneels for those who rebuilt themselves from splinters and shadows. They thought you'd crumble. They thought grief would paralyze you, betrayal would numb you, loneliness would swallow you. They believed silence meant defeat, but silence became your dojo. A place where rage became discipline, where longing became patience, where wounds became wisdom. You didn't run from the pain, you sat with it. You tasted every tear. You made peace with the darkness instead of begging for light. And in doing so, you became the kind of force that light now seeks. People don't understand power like that. It frightens them. Not the loud kind of power, the quiet kind, the controlled kind. The kind born in nights when your chest burned and your soul screamed, but you kept breathing anyway. Did they think you'd beg? Did they think you'd kneel? Did they think the world could convince a heart like yours to surrender? Fools! They mistook softness for weakness. They mistook loyalty for dependence. They mistook kindness for fragility. But you are not fragile. You are forged. Every no you heard planted roots in your strength. Every door that slammed hardened your spine. Every betrayal taught you the art of selective love. Every fall sculpted your wings. You didn't just get back up, you stood differently. There is a new stillness in you now, dangerous, patient, sacred. The storm didn't drown you, it crowned you. And now, look at them. The ones who doubted you, the ones who expected your collapse like entertainment. They stare with confusion, with disbelief, with quiet fear. They can't understand how you didn't break. They don't know what it means to rebuild from dust without applause, without witnesses, without comfort. They see your calm and assume you feel nothing. But your calm is not emptiness. It is mastery. You no longer react. You choose. You no longer chase, you attract. You no longer seek acceptance. You create your own kingdom. They thought you'd crumble, you conquered, but your victory isn't loud, it is elegant. It is silent like sunrise, relentless like tides, inevitable like fate, because true power is not proven through noise. True power is proven through endurance, and you endured everything they swore would bury you. You rose not in spite of the pain, but through it. And your rise is poetry, written in scars, signed in resilience, sealed with grace. This is not revenge. This is revelation. Now you walk differently. You speak with fewer words and greater meaning. You look at life with a gaze sharpened by fire and softened by understanding. You do not hate them. You outgrew them. Their opinions, air, their doubt, fuel, their absence, blessing. You are not cold. You are choosy. You are not unfeeling. You are wise. You do not chase love. You embody it. You do not fear endings. You create beginnings. Let them talk. Let them wonder. Let them try to rewrite your history. You don't need to defend. Living well is louder than speaking. Healing louder than hurting. rising louder than proving. You are your own validation. Your journey is your proof. Your silence is your crown. So when they whisper, "How did they survive?" smile, because survival was never your goal. Transformation was, and you transformed beautifully. They thought you'd crumble. You conquered, and you are not done rising. Not today, not ever. This chapter is yours. The throne is yours. The destiny is calling your name. Walk forward, steady, bold, unbothered. Let the world feel your footsteps. You are not who you were. You are who you decided to become. And that version, untouchable, unshakable, unbreakable. Look in the mirror and remember, the person staring back is the miracle they doubted, the storm they couldn't predict, the phoenix they didn't believe in, the king, the queen, the sovereign of your own existence. Rise again, rise always, and let them watch, because the sweetest victory is not proving them wrong. It's living so right that doubt becomes a forgotten language. They thought you'd crumble, you conquered, but let's go deeper, because your rise was not just a comeback, it was a metamorphosis. There was a moment when you realized no one was coming to save you, no cavalry, no miracle, just you, your breath, and the bruised hope that someday, somehow, the ground would stop shaking beneath you. And so you learned to stand on shaking ground. You learned to walk where others crawled. You learned to breathe where others suffocated. You learned to hold yourself when the world felt too heavy to carry. That is strength. That is revolution. People think transformation is loud, dramatic, cinematic. They imagine thunder and spotlights and cheering crowds. But your transformation was quiet, a whisper becoming a roar, a seed breaking earth in the dead of night, a heart learning to beat again after betrayal shattered its rhythm. Growth is not always glamorous. Sometimes it is lonely nights. Sometimes it is unanswered messages. Sometimes it is tears that fall into pillows instead of palms that promise to stay. But you grew anyway, and that is what makes your rise unstoppable. They left you thinking departure meant defeat. They thought their absence would starve your spirit. But absence became fuel. Solitude became strategy. Distance became clarity. You stopped needing voices that never knew how to speak life into you. You stopped craving hands that didn't know how to hold you. You stopped seeking love that wasn't built to stay. And once you stopped chasing what was never meant for you, the universe whispered, "Finally." Because what is meant for you does not require begging, it requires becoming. You became, you bloomed, no applause necessary. There were days when life felt like a maze built to break you. Days when exhaustion curled around your ribs like barbed wire. Days when your mind replayed every mistake, every doubt, every whispered insult disguised as advice. Days when breathing felt like labor and hope felt like fiction. Yet here you stand, and that makes you legend. You think legends are born in palaces? Number. Legends are born in trenches, in heartbreak, in nights that test every bone in your body. Legends are not chosen. They are forged by circumstances that would have destroyed ordinary souls. But you are not ordinary. You are the kind who turns wounds into wisdom, who turns pain into power, who turns silence into strategy. You do not collapse at rock bottom. You build a throne there. And when you rise from it, you take the crown with gratitude, not arrogance. Because the ones who suffer deeply are the ones who love deeply. The ones who know darkness intimately hold light sacred. You are not bitter. You are selective. You are not heartless. You are healed. You are not cold. You are careful. Look at the ones who doubted you now. They search for traces of the person who needed them, but that version of you is gone, buried honorably, replaced by someone wiser, steadier, calmer, and infinitely more powerful. They cannot access you because you no longer vibrate on the frequency of desperation. You vibrate on sovereignty, and sovereignty is not loud. Sovereignty is self-respect, peace, and power so grounded it silences rooms without speaking. You don't need revenge. Life already handled the scoreboard. You don't need closure. You close the door yourself. You don't need validation. Your existence is evidence. Stand tall. Even if your voice trembled once, it doesn't anymore. Even if your heart cracked once, it beats like a war drum now. Even if your knees buckled once, they march with purpose now. You are not back. You are beyond. So when doubt creeps in, remember this truth. You did not survive for nothing. You did not endure chaos just to return to comfort. You outgrew comfort. Comfort is for the untested. You are battle-born, blessed by struggle, crowned by resilience. They thought you'd crumble, but now they whisper your name with a mixture of awe and regret. Not because you hurt them, but because you healed past them. Your peace is punishment enough for anyone who once mistook you for weak. And now you move differently, you breathe differently, you dream differently, you attract differently. Your life is no longer a question, it is an answer to every doubt, every insult, every dismissal. You are proof that storms may break branches, but they cannot break roots that are meant to rise through concrete. This is your era, your throne, your time. Not borrowed, not requested, earned. Earned through pain, patience, persistence, and power. Walk like you own the path you carved. Speak like you write destiny with your breath. Love like your heart is a temple guarded by wisdom. Dream like reality bends to your conviction. Move like doubt has never met someone like you. Because it hasn't. They thought you'd crumble. You conquered. And the world is just starting to learn your name. But listen carefully, because there is more. Your story does not end at resilience. Survival was only the training ground. Now comes excellence. Now comes self-mastery. Now comes the chapter where you stop proving and start living, where ambition is not escape, it is expression, where dreams are not fantasies, they are architecture. You no longer rise to shock them. You rise because rising is your nature. You rise because settling feels like suffocation. You rise because your soul remembers the heights you are destined for. Some call it arrogance, you call it alignment. Some call it obsession, you call it purpose. Some call it luck, you call it discipline. You do not chase possibilities, you create them. You do not wait for permission, you move with conviction. You do not fear failure, you use it like firewood. Every setback adds fuel. Every delay sharpens strategy. Every wound fortifies your will. You are unstoppable not because the world cannot hurt you, but because nothing can make you quit. Let them wonder how you keep going. Let them whisper that you got lucky. Let them pretend they didn't doubt you. They will rewrite history in their heads because truth stings. And the truth is, they witnessed your fall and misread it as final. They celebrated too early. The same mouths that questioned your worth will soon speak your name with forced respect. The same eyes that rolled at your dreams will widen in disbelief. The same hearts that left you will wish they stayed. Not because you owe them anything, but because greatness exposes regret like light exposes dust. Yet you do not rise to be admired. You rise to fulfill the promise etched into your bones. You rise because destiny did not bring you this far to abandon you. You rise because you carry a fire that refuses to dim. You rise because the universe placed a crown inside your chest the day you were born. And royalty is not defined by bloodlines. It is defined by backbone. So breathe, feel your heart, listen to that pulse. That is the rhythm of someone who has conquered storms silently. The heartbeat of someone who outgrew pain instead of wearing it. The pulse of someone forged, not found. From now on, your life expands, your world grows, your energy attracts everything meant for you. You don't chase love, love recognizes you. You don't chase opportunities, opportunities orbit you. You don't chase approval, your confidence speaks louder than any applause ever could. This is your reminder, your past was a trial, not a sentence. Your heartbreak was a doorway, not a dead end. Your loneliness was preparation, not punishment. The universe isolates its warriors before it presents its crowns. Look at yourself. Truly look. You survived worse than this. You conquered emotional earthquakes. You healed wounds they swore were permanent. You rebuilt trust in yourself when the world gave you every reason to doubt. That is not ordinary. That is extraordinary. So keep rising, not slowly, powerfully, not quietly, confidently, but always gracefully. Because grace is strength without violence, power without cruelty, victory without arrogance. One day soon, someone will ask you how you did it, how you endured, how you transformed, and you will smile, not because the question flatters you, but because the truth is simple. You did not learn to be powerful. You remembered you already were. And now as you walk forward, promise yourself one thing. Never again shrink for those who fear expansion. Never again dim for those addicted to shadows. Never again apologize for the strength you bled for. Never again confuse patience with permission. Your life belongs to you. Your destiny bows only to your will, and your journey is carved by your courage. They thought you'd crumble, but here you stand, unbroken, unshaken, unstoppable. And your story, it has only just begun. So carry this truth like armor across your chest. You are not done. You are just entering the season where everything you planted grows, where every silent night bears fruit, where every sacrifice returns tenfold, where every tear turns to triumph. The universe does not waste warriors, and you, with your scars, with your fire, with your relentless spirit, you were born to rise beyond limits they never believed you could touch. Keep going, keep breathing, keep walking like destiny follows your footsteps, because it does. And soon the world will witness what belief in oneself truly creates.